I was gonna make a video, but I'm like, why don't I just try to go live real quick? Because sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I thought you had to have like 500 subscribers or something. I don't know. Anyways, not a big deal. I'm glad I can do it. Very happy about that. So I'm in this creepy park and I'm gonna start telling ghost stories. Not really, but I do have a ghost story about this park. My husband came to see me in this park one time after he passed away. Yeah, it was crazy. It was really cool. It's a really cool story, but that's another day, another time, whatever. The reason I came on this is because I was walking from my friend's house and walking home in this rain with my umbrella in February, the beginning of February, and I started thinking about my apple tree and how my apple tree, oh, sorry about my nose keeps running. Anyways, my apple tree didn't produce apples last year. First time since, I mean, I've lived in my house like longer than 10 years. This is the first time I haven't had apples, like an abundant amount of apples. I usually have so many apples that they're like, I'm pissed at my kids for not picking up all the apples, you know? Like, come on, guys, pick up the apples. We were going to start making apple cider vinegar because we always had so many apples. And now, so you probably, oh, God, are you telling me? Are you mad because I complain? I wasn't really trying to complain. I was just trying to get my kids to do something. Gosh darn it, it's all my fault. Gosh, isn't it crazy how when you talk it out, you realize, like, man, maybe if I wouldn't have been so, you know, bitchy about the abundance of apples, I'd still have apples. Or maybe it's the weather. I read an article today. Washington lost 30% of its cherry crop last year. That's insane. Like 30%, that's a lot. That's almost 50%. That's closer to 50 than it is to, you know, zero. That's just crazy to me. So, and we're the, Washington apples, we're the apple state, you know. How many other, like, what about Wenatchee? I wonder how many orchards didn't produce apples last year because after the bloom of the flowers, it it kept frosting, and then it would get warm again, and then it would frost again. And I was just walking home thinking it should be snowing right now. My freaking apple tree is probably doesn't know what it is right now. It's probably like all the confused kids out there that don't know if they're a boy or a girl now that trees are all confused. Man, we should all hug a tree tomorrow. I'll hug a tree right now in the rain. Oh, tree. Hey, tree. I wish you could talk to me. I mean, you probably could if I'd listen, but I don't vibe high enough yet. But I will eventually. Oh, feels great. And they'll heal me a little. Maybe it'll heal the tree a little. Because, they all seem to be getting this weird fungus at the bottom of them. That's another thing I've noticed. There's also this thing they're talking about taking 4 dams out of the Snake River to help the salmon. I'm 100% for it. Please don't be mean about it. It's a great idea. Think about it. If we wouldn't have dammed all the waters, there probably wouldn't be droughts. Like, I mean, there'd be droughts, I'm sure, but that's like karma, God's karma on some things. Well, maybe not. I don't know what it is. I don't claim to know anything. I just claim to have theories about things. Anyway, that's a weed cough, not a sick cough, just so you know. Walking around in the dark in this park is so peaceful, but I wish it was snowing because it's February in Eastern Washington and I don't have gloves on. I don't have a coat on. I'm wearing, oh, you can't even see my shoes, but I'm wearing just like basketball shoes. I mean, I want to be wearing snow pants and freaking snow boots and sledding down the hill up there. Not worried about my apple tree or the acorn tree over there or all the almond trees in California that probably died last summer. It takes 8 years for an almond tree to start producing almonds. So if half of the almond trees die, That's 8 years. Those people will go out of business, and that would be it's just crazy. It's just I feel like somebody's fucking with us, like with the weather. No, really, Jenny? Oh, the whole reason I started this YouTube channel was because of the weather, and I thought the Earth was flat for a minute too. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I would argue with people about the Earth being flat. Oh goodness gracious, it's all a part of it. So I think maybe I wonder if every person that goes through like an awakening at one point thinks the Earth is flat, whether they vocalize it or not is probably another thing. But because you can really prove it either way. Like you can prove that it's flat. You can also prove that it's round, scientifically and biblically. It's just crazy because it's a magical book. Oh, I can't breathe. Yeah, it's like, what if the Bible is actually the master magician book and it's hidden in plain sight? Hmm, could be. For some reason, I just thought about oh, my old friend James Munder. Good old Jimmy Munder. I wish that they wouldn't have deleted. I don't know. Does it still record when I get a phone call or what? I don't know. Nobody's gonna. I don't know how to. I don't think anybody's gonna listen to this. That's okay. I mean, at least one person might, and they might be like, "What does she mean? The Bible is the master magic book, the key, the master key." What I mean is, it is. Think about it. It's a magical book. It's the only book that you can look at, and it's like the Book of Answers, that you can buy off Amazon. It's like that, but advanced version. Because if you think about it, when you're a kid, you go to the Bible to learn how to act right. Your parents tell you, you do blah, 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 you know, and then at some point you usually get mad at the Bible. So you want to prove everything wrong in the Bible. So you go to the Bible to prove your other points, and you go to wherever you want to go in that Bible, open it up to any page, and it will prove whatever point you want it to prove. It's amazing. It's actually beautiful. This is an old cemetery right here, an old Native American cemetery, and so was that. They built over Native American. No, anyways, it's irritating. Anyway, okay, back to what I was saying. And then, there's also the point in your life when somebody close to you dies and you're mad at God and you're mad at, if you're a God believer. We all go through our little phases of the Bible. Some people, I think most people do, just because it's so controversial. It's so in our face. It's so, you know, ego driven in a way. But if you think about it from another point of view, as like maybe a farmer's almanac point of view, and you think about December 21st being the winter solstice and how the sun is the lowest point below the equator on December 21st, and it rests there for 2 days until it starts raising up degrees again and the days start getting longer again until the summer solstice. Kind of like the story about Jesus. You know, Jesus dies, the sun, goes below the equator, stays there for 2 days. Wasn't Jesus resurrected on the third day? Yeah, I think he was. Something like that. I don't know. Just amazing. Maybe that proves we are all one. And that would mean that we could all communicate telepathically. Gosh, I can't breathe when I walk this fast. But sometimes I have to get this stuff out that I'm thinking about. And I can't write it down when I'm walking, and I don't want to make voice notes anymore because I don't do anything with them. I don't even re-listen to them. Just like these damn videos, I don't even re-listen to them. Anyways, this whole point of this video was apples. Back to the Bible. Whoa, imagine that. Anyway, the whole point is I'm really worried about our agriculture. I mean, if we wouldn't have dammed the water, I mean, think if we undammed all the waters and didn't just, I mean, it's really simple. Just don't build houses where the water is. There's enough land out in the world that you don't have to freaking build stuff where there's water. Like, and there's other ways to get power besides hydropower, you know? We ourselves are electrical. So vibe higher. I don't know. There was one day where me and my friend, we were like, we were both on our phones just sitting there. And I went to go plug my phone in. And when I grabbed the cord thing to plug my phone in, spark, like, like, anyway, the cord blew up before I even plugged my phone in. And my other hand on my pinky finger had like a little, looks like a little bomb went off on my finger. It was so weird. It's crazy. Yeah. And another time when I was at a parking lot with my cousin had come to me a jump start. I had one end of my cousin was holding one end of the jumper cables. I picked up the other end, and they sparked together. They weren't attached to anything but me and my cousin. Crazy. So we are electrical beings, you know. Anyway, back to the apples and the trees. We need to take better care of the planet. Maybe like, oh, and also, what the fuck is wrong with these schools? I have to, this is the last thing I'm going to say. The kids are running these fucking public schools, not the teachers. Let me tell you that right now. It's out of control. These kids with the fighting. Whew. I'm very close to going to my daughter's school, or the superintendent maybe, and asking if I can be the principal of her school just for a week. Just a week. Let's try that experiment. I bet those kids act right. Whew. Anyways, there was a girl that was stabbed and went to the hospital at the school the other day, and my daughter got jumped for the second time. But I'm pretty sure that it's not, that's probably not the school's problem. But because it's odd how these girls that, since I'm a person that's, what do you call it, gang stalked? I don't like to say that word. It's really overused. But anyways, it's weird how these other girls never get in trouble. My daughter's always the one that gets in trouble, never the one that starts it. She just defends herself. And then when she gets back to school, these other girls don't go to school there anymore. What the fuck is that? because they were brought to the school to do what they did. And then they left. Yeah, that shit happens, people. Oh, why would they do that? Who fucking knows? They're fucking weirdos, whoever they are. And on that note, I just saw my friend walk by. She's probably walking to my house. Oh, I can't breathe. Let me see. Mercedes! Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, I can't breathe. Anyway, well, everybody have a good night. Try to keep our trees from, I don't know how to fix them. I mean, I can't like change the weather. I could put a dome over my apple tree, I guess. Make sure it doesn't frost after the flowers bud. And then maybe I'll get some apples this year. But anyways, I remember when my kids were like 5 and 6. Holy shit, I got them throwing apples at fucking cars. Oh, that was crazy. I was so mad. Anyway, okay. Hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for listening if you listened. Bye.